So in the summer, we tend to eat lighter foods. We grill more. We want to beat the heat, so we want, things that are a little more refreshing. And so what do you look for in a summer wine? Before we do that, can anybody tell me two things that are wrong with this picture?
The glasses.
That's number one, the glasses. What's the second thing? Because remember we talked about the glasses, the lip should be more narrow than the body.
They shouldn't hold the wine by the bowl.
That's right. And why is that? If you hold the wine by the bowl, it heats up your wine. The reason that wine glasses have stems is so that you don't warm up the wine, or you don't impact the wine with your body heat. So you hold it by the stem, you don't hold it by the bowl, and it's not going to heat up the wine prematurely. So very good. So what do you look for in a summer wine? You want wines with higher acidity. Acidity is great for summer foods like salads, seafood, fresh fruit, and other foods. And basically anything that's enhanced by adding vinegar to it is going to taste better with wines with higher acidity. You want lower alcohol. Alcohol causes your blood vessels to widen, and when that happens, you feel warm and you start sweating. The difference between an alcohol between a wine that has 15% alcohol and 12% alcohol may not seem like a lot, but that is 25% more alcohol. You are consuming more alcohol, so you're going to start feeling uncomfortable a little quicker. You look for lighter, medium body wines. We talked about body before. Body is sort of the mouth sensation of the wine. The heavier and it feels in your mouth, it's probably going to have more alcohol. So if you go with lighter or medium body wines, you're probably going to have less alcohol, and they're going to be refreshing. A big full body wine is not that refreshing. You want wines that are lower tannins. Wines with big tannins tend to overwhelm a lot of summer foods. You have a salad with a Napa Cab, you're not going to taste the salad because the Napa Cab's going to overwhelm it. So you want to keep the tannins down so that you can actually taste the food. So what are some great summer white wines? White wines to try: Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio or Gris, Riesling, Albarino, unoaked Chardonnay, white blends, and one of the wines we're having tonight, Pitpool. Reason for that is they're high acid, they're not terribly complex, so they won't compete or overwhelm the food, and they're a lot more refreshing. Some wines to stay away from oaky, buttery Chardonnays. The processes they go through to make them oaky and buttery takes away some of the perception of acidity, so they're not going to be as refreshing. And there's two other great wines, Viognier or Gewürztraminer. They're a little lower acid to begin with. They're highly aromatic. They've got a lot going on, so they're probably not going to be as refreshing. Some red wines. Let's say you absolutely, positively have to have a red wine. I don't want this rosé crap. Don't give me any white wines. I want a red wine, and I want to drink it in the summertime. What red wine should you look for? Look for wines that taste good, slightly chilled. I'm not saying refrigerated, but slightly chilled. They pair well with grilled meats, and they taste great by themselves. Wines to try: Pinot Noir is great, but we did a Pinot Noir tasting a couple tastings ago, so I didn't want to do that. Beaujolais, we've tried one of those. Grenache is a good summer wine. Lambrusco. When people say Lambrusco, they think of Riuniti. There's not a lot, but there are a number of really good dry Lambruscos out there. And if you can find one, they're very hard to find. Try one. I think you'll find it's a great summer wine. If you want to try something a little more exotic, Austria, you can get these at Total Wine and a number of other places. You can get a Zweigelt from Austria. Great summer red wine. Go to the Austrian section, pick up a Zweigelt, you'll know what I'm talking about. And Frapato from my homeland of Sicily. Really light, low tannin, kind of refreshing. I don't know if any of you saw the Stanley Tucci thing when he was eating his way through Italy. When he was in Sicily, he was interviewing a rock star. God, what was her name? Alcaccini or something like that. She's a rock star winemaker in Sicily, and one of her most famous wines is a Frapato. So if you have a chance to try a Frapato, especially while it's warm, I think you'll be happy you did. After I saw that, I ordered up a couple bottles, and my God, it was good. Red wines to avoid, with the exception of all the wines you drank tonight, anything over 14%. And even if you get a young Cabernet, if you can get some Bordeaux cabs that are less than 14%, there's not that many of them. But if you do get one that's at least 5 years old, the younger ones might have a little bit too many tannins. So if you got to have a cab and you can find one under 13%, try to find an older one. Crisp sparkling wines work really good in the summer too. I'd try a Prosecco from Italy, a Cava from Spain, a lot of great California sparklings. I'd go for a Cremant from France. I didn't put Champagne on here because Champagne's kind of complex and it's probably not as refreshing as those up there. But if you want to spend more money, Champagne might work. But in the summertime, I would just go with a Prosecco, Cava, California Sparkling, or a Cremant. And another way to enjoy wine in the summer is through cocktails and spritzers. When Laura and I went to Northern Italy, everybody on the trip got addicted to Aperol spritzes. I don't know, I should have brought my bottle of Aperol. Aperol is it's a bottle, it's a liqueur made from, it's a bitter liqueur made from a variety of vegetables and things, but you match it with Prosecco, a splash of club soda, you pour it in an ice-filled wine glass and you put a little orange in it. It's absolutely wonderful. If you've never had one, try one. If you want to make an easy sangria, if you don't want to go through the whole fruit thing, you buy a bottle of Grenache or Tempranillo. I like buying, you can use any red wine, but I like using Spanish red wines when I make sangria. Oh, thank you. My assistant just brought in the bottle of Aperol. So that's what it looks like. A cup of ruby red grapefruit juice, quarter cup of lime juice. You sweeten it as much. You can go with a couple of old standbys. I won't read them to you. Go with a Curacao or a white wine spritzer. You can enjoy wine in the summertime. And if you don't spend too much money on the wines that you're using, you're not destroying any wine, so you can feel morally good about making it into a cocktail. So that's another way to enjoy